Commander Zexthal had seen war across 17 star systems, but nothing had prepared him for fighting humans. The battle for Kepler 452 should have been simple. The Vrel Imperium had overwhelming technological superiority, plasma weapons that could vaporize steel, powered armor that could withstand ship-grade ordnance, tactical shields that bent light itself. The human defensive force had been cut off from resupply for 3 weeks, their ammunition depleted, their heavy weapons destroyed. By every tactical assessment, the humans should have surrendered. They hadn't. Report, Zexthal demanded, reviewing the casualty figures with growing disbelief. Lieutenant Krevnor's mandibles clicked nervously. Sir, we've lost another platoon in Sector 7. The humans, they're not fighting like soldiers anymore. Explain. They've run out of projectile weapons, but they're still fighting. They're using improvised methods. Zexthal pulled up the tactical footage and felt his internal temperature drop. The humans had turned the battlefield into a nightmare of primitive ingenuity. Without bullets, they had crafted spears from rebar and sharpened metal. Without grenades, they had created pressure bombs from fuel canisters and timing mechanisms salvaged from damaged equipment. Without plasma weapons, they had dug pits filled with sharpened stakes, set tripwires connected to swinging logs, and created deadfalls that crushed his soldiers under tons of rubble. One human had killed 3 Vrel warriors using nothing but a length of wire and the element of surprise. This is barbaric, Zexthal whispered. They're fighting like primitives. Sir, with respect, Krevnor said quietly, they're fighting like their ancestors did. Before they had guns. Before they had technology. They're fighting like apex predators. The tactical display showed a new development. A squad of 12 Vrel soldiers had entered an abandoned human bunker, searching for resources. The footage showed what happened next. The humans had waited in the darkness, no power armor, no weapons, just flesh and determination. They'd used the environment itself as a weapon. Collapsed support beams to trap exits. Redirected ventilation to flood chambers with industrial chemicals. Used mirrors to reflect the Vrel's own plasma fire back at them. When the Vrel finally cornered 3 humans in a dead-end corridor, the humans had charged. Not retreated. Charged. With makeshift clubs and raw fury. 2 Vrel died. The third escaped only because his armor's emergency teleport activated. They're supposed to be civilized, one of Zexthal's officers protested, watching the footage. They have faster-than-light travel. They have quantum computers. How can they fight like this? Zexthal had studied human history during the initial invasion planning. He dismissed most of it as exaggeration, propaganda meant to intimidate. Now he wasn't so sure. He pulled up a file labeled Human Warfare Evolution. Humans had been fighting for 200,000 years before they developed gunpowder. Another 800 years before automatic weapons. They had fought with sticks and stones, with bronze and iron, with arrows and swords. They had fought in jungles where technology failed, in trenches filled with mud and gas, in cities reduced to rubble where only close-quarters brutality mattered. Every human soldier, he realized, carried 200,000 years of evolutionary combat experience in their genetic memory. Take away their guns, and they picked up rocks. Take away their rocks, and they used their fists. Take away their ability to punch, and they'd bite. They didn't need advanced weapons to be dangerous. Advanced weapons just made them efficient. Sir, his communications officer interrupted, we're receiving a transmission from the human commander. The hologram flickered to life, showing Captain Sarah Mitchell. Her uniform was torn, face covered in dirt and blood, some of it hers, most of it not. Behind her, human soldiers were sharpening metal poles and testing the weight of improvised clubs. Commander Zexthal, she said, her voice hoarse but steady. Your forces have superior technology. Superior numbers. Superior firepower. But you made one critical mistake. And what is that? Zexthal asked, genuine curiosity overriding his military bearing. Mitchell smiled, and it was the smile of a predator. You thought taking away our guns would make us helpless. But humans didn't start at the top of Earth's food chain. We clawed our way there, barehanded and bleeding, over millions of years. We fought saber-toothed tigers with wooden spears. We hunted mammoths with stone-tipped arrows. We survived ice ages and plagues and our own self-destructive wars. She held up a length of sharpened rebar, its point stained dark. You've taken away our technology, Commander. All you've done is remind us how our ancestors fought. And they never lost. The transmission ended. Zexthal stood in silence, processing the implications. His forces had the technological advantage, yes. But these humans, they fought with a creativity born of desperation, an adaptability forged in survival, and a refusal to quit that transcended logic. Sir, what are your orders? Krevnor asked. Zexthal looked at the casualty reports. Despite overwhelming advantages, the Vrel were losing ground. Not because humans had better weapons, but because humans didn't need them. Recall all forces, he said quietly. Sir. You don't conquer a species by taking away their weapons. You conquer them by breaking their will to fight. He gestured at the screen, where humans were already preparing the next ambush, using nothing but determination and ingenuity. These humans? Their will is unbreakable. They'll fight us with guns, with spears, with rocks, with their bare hands if necessary. They'll turn every building into a fortress and every corridor into a killing ground. He pulled up the strategic map. Kepler 452 was just one planet. Earth had 62 colonies, each one filled with humans who carried the same evolutionary legacy. If we win here, we'll lose 1,000 soldiers to primitives with pointed sticks. If we try to take Earth itself? He didn't finish the thought. Didn't need to. The evacuation began within the hour. Captain Mitchell watched the alien ships retreat from her position in the ruins, still holding her makeshift spear. They're leaving, one of her soldiers said in disbelief. Of course they are, Mitchell replied, setting down the spear and picking up a salvaged alien plasma rifle. They finally realized what every species on Earth learned millions of years ago. What's that, ma'am? She checked the rifle's charge with practiced efficiency, already thinking about how to reverse engineer it during peacetime. Never corner a human. We're at our most dangerous when you take everything away. The Vrel Imperium officially withdrew from human space 3 days later, citing unforeseen tactical complications. The rest of the galaxy learned a new lesson: human technology was impressive. Human determination without technology was terrifying. Because any species could be dangerous with advanced weapons. Only humans remained deadly without them.